Good evening, and welcome to Marshall County High School and the commencement and graduation ceremonies for the class of 2018. Before we have our commencement speakers come forward, I'd like to take a moment and I'd like to let you know that we have 2 chairs in the front row to my right that are empty because of this class has lost some classmates. And we'd like to call attention and say we still remember Miss Sierra Jones and Miss Abby Swope for their love and generosity and the friendships they made to the class of 2018. We'd also like to call attention to a 3rd chair that is to my right in the 2nd row that is there for Mr. Grant Utley. Mr. Utley was in an accident earlier this week and was not able to attend our commencement ceremony, but he has received his diploma and we are so proud that he is Marshall Strong. To begin our commencement tonight, we will welcome Mr. Jackson Bill for our first graduate address.
First, I would like to thank God for blessing our class with the opportunity to be together, surrounded by incredible staff and community. Next, I would like to thank everyone here and the entire Marshall County community for their support through the last 4 years. To the cafeteria and custodial staff, thank you for keeping us fed and cleaning up after us. This school couldn't operate without you. Next, our teachers, thank you for investing in our lives. Johann van Gogh said, "You can easily judge the character of a man by how he treats those who can do nothing for him." Teachers have given so much of their time, yet receive little direct compensation and respect. Teachers have unique relationships with us because at times they must be loving like a mother, disciplinary like a father, and approachable like a friend. Our teachers were the supporting pillar with which we leaned on as we found ourselves. You taught us how to learn and allowed us to grow while molding us into what you knew we could be, even if we had doubt. To our coaches, who challenge us physically and mentally and give so much of their time to us. Thank you for leading us to incredible times and through rough ones. Thank you for holding us accountable and always pushing us to be more than we are comfortable with. My classmates, thank you for establishing a foundation in which we were all able to find our place and grow together as our own community. 4 years ago, we all walked into this school as children dreaming of a graduation that seemed as if it would never come. Yet here we are. We no longer have to dream the future. We have the opportunity to live the future. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "If a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause to say, 'Here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well.'" We have the opportunity to do incredible things. I challenge each of you to find what you do love and do it to the betterment of humanity. Make excellence your goal and go into the world to give rather than to take. Although our paths diverge at this point, some of us will continue studying, others will go straight to work. We will always be Marshalls. Miss Greer, our incredible principal, thank you for the grace you lead this school with, the love you show to each child, and the expectations you hold for yourself, your staff, and your students. You carried us all through the most difficult time of our lives without hesitation. Your fearlessness empowered us all to continue our journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackson. Our next speaker will be Miss Briley Chambers.
Good evening, parents, friends, teachers, mentors, administrators, and most importantly, the class of 2018. It is such an honor to stand before you tonight in an attempt to celebrate the time that we have spent together and the future that lies before us. When we were asked to provide a senior quote for the yearbook a few months ago, I didn't have a specific one in mind. Luckily, my mother knows me better than I know myself, and she came upon a quote by Estee Lauder that perfectly describes my message tonight. It reads, "I never dreamed about success, I worked for it." This may sound unusual considering that from a very young age, we are told to dream big and shoot for the stars. But what good is dreaming? Dreaming occurs when we are unconscious. Dreams are merely notions that we wish to pursue but often ignore. Goals, however, are conscious efforts to make our dreams come true. They force us to seek out the things that we desire and work to achieve them. When we entered our freshman year of high school, each and every one of us had dreams for the time that we would spend here. Maybe it was to be class president or to play a varsity sport. Maybe it was to make new friends. Maybe it was simply to pass and get our diploma. Whatever those dreams were, we must now ask ourselves, what did we accomplish? How far did our dreams take us? Personally, I don't believe in luck. Success doesn't seek us out. It is our job to chase it. Of course, to accomplish anything in life, we need two things: the belief that we are capable of achieving our goals, and a support system that shares that belief. For the past 4 years, that support system has included our families, our teachers, and our community. They were crucial pieces to the puzzle that we are attempting to complete. Tonight signifies the final piece of that puzzle. As we move forward, it is imperative that we realize something. The greatest resource that you will ever possess is yourself. There is no one else that can claim to think, act, or feel the same way as you do. Acknowledging this is the first step to claiming success and happiness. We must also recognize that we don't deserve a thing. It is dangerous to believe that participation deserves recognition. Anything that we desire to gain must be earned. In the process of working ceaselessly towards your goals, I hope you will find that success does not have to be a destination. Victories can be achieved daily if you are willing to accept them. Our lives are too short to regard happiness as a target rather than a lifestyle. Class of 2018, I don't suggest that we stop dreaming. Dreams are beautiful and must be cherished. However, when we take these fantasies and convert them to goals, we have the ability to make our dreams a reality. Walt Disney once said, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." It has been a pleasure to pursue my dreams alongside each and every one of you. I wish you all the best, and I thank you.
Thank you, Briley. At this time, I would like to recognize the members of the Marshall County Board of Education. And I ask that you please stand as I call your name. Miss Diana Bargy, Miss Donna Perry, Miss Tiffany Carlson, Mr. Jeff Waters, and Chairman, Mr. Randy Travis. We appreciate everything you do on behalf of the students of Marshall County. Thank you for the effort you put forth in making Marshall County School System the premier school district in Kentucky. Our next graduate address is by Taylin Henry.
My fellow graduates, as I stand here tonight, I'm proud to say we did it. Surprising, but we did. There were times when thoughts passed through our minds like, do I really need to pass this class? Or dropping out doesn't sound too bad right now. Or I wish I could be a dog where all you have to do is sleep, eat, and bark occasionally. But alas, even those thoughts couldn't stop us from making it here. Our 4 years were filled with some highs and a lot of lows. Like a lot. So many lows, Flo Rida would be proud. However, I am so thankful for the opportunity to be a part of this class. Even though we all have different interests and come from different walks of life, we all came together to help each other in a time of great turmoil. The whole student body joined as one voice, saying no matter what comes our way, we will push on and conquer any obstacle. When our voice was fought against, we fought back. We stayed strong in the face of challenge. I hope moving forward, that voice inside of us continues to grow louder than ever. I hope I hope everyone here faces challenges with the same strength as the student body shows. As we leave MCHS, I want to leave you with my biggest piece of advice, bested in a quote from the wise, beautiful icon of our nation, Beyonce. She says, "The world will see you the way you see you and treat you the way you treat yourself." Going into adulthood, you'll have people try to tell you who you need to be. They'll try to make decisions for you or judge you just for being yourself. But just remember, the only person in the world that can tell you what to do or who you should be is you. No matter what you do or what happens in the life, the one thing that you can control is the way you live and the way you treat others. And most importantly, staying true to yourself. Finally, I want this class to give an applause to our parents, grandparents, teachers, and our principal. When we had lows, they persevered through the same challenges. They're just better at hiding it than we are. They stayed strong for us. The hardest part of being strong is that they didn't have someone to be strong for them. And for that, they should have our highest respect. They are the force that drove this class to success. Even when they wanted to strangle us, they somehow didn't. They thought that maybe one day we would turn out to be something, and thank goodness that day has arrived. They've made us who we are today, and without them, we'd honestly all probably be having a Britney Spears circa 2007 moment. And if you ever have those moments or struggle to move forward, just remember to slow down, take a deep breath, and just celebrate life and what it has to offer. Thank the people that brought you to this day, because you never know what day will be your last. I'm honored to have been allowed to speak to you tonight, and I wish you all the best in the venture we have in front of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Talon. The next speaker is Parker Jennings.
First, before I start my speech, I want to thank my sponsors, Mom and Dad. If it wasn't for y'all, I'd be very, very broke. So thanks for all the money. When I first started writing my speech, I didn't really know what I wanted to say, which is not really something that happens a lot, that I don't have something to say ever. So I started writing down some things, and I started to begin with some things that y'all have taught me while we've been here in school together. The first thing we've taught me was to go do something fun every now and then, even if you don't think you have time. Always say a little prayer. Don't stress yourself out. Always stop and take time to dance or sing to a good song. Never wear a cheer uniform when Paul the janitor's in the room, because he's going to come kiss you on the face. And keep making amazing memories, because someday the memories will be all that you have left. The past 4 years I've spent here with all of you has been some of the greatest years of my life so far. We've made some crazy memories together. I'll always remember the sketchy grilling and the intense can jam games at our football tailgates. Standing in here for basketball games, shaking the stands with our Marshall County pride, listening to the band booming and looking over and seeing Natalie Miller dancing her heart out in the stands to every single beat. I remember all the great times going on FFA trips where we sang everything from Dolly Parton to Michael Jackson with some definite redneck stuff thrown in. Mr. Smith would decide to turn all the music off to tell us some random story that has nothing to do with anything that's going on at all. And Miss Griffith still laughs at them all. And now we know that we, too, love those stories anyway. I'm sure all of you have similar stories that come to mind. But for us now, Marshall County is just a building full of stories and memories. No more panic in the morning over if it's an A or a B day. No more trying to run as fast as you can through the commons in the morning, trying not to get swept by Coach Brockman. No more wild FFA adventures. No more student sections at the games, tailgates, or post-game Waffle House trips. Thanks to each of you for the memories and the laughs that we have shared together the past 4 years. Now it's for the emotional part. So if you cry, I'm going to cry, so keep it together. We were put to a terrible test this year as a class, as a school, as a community, and a family. I pray each day for us and hope that we will be able to pick each other up when we're struggling, on our bad days, just as all of you did for me when I was struggling to get back to my old self. Allie, Grant, Jackson, Kennedy, and so many more of you that if I named off everyone, my speech would be an hour long. You guys text me, you called me at all hours of the day and night to make sure I was doing okay or I was feeling all right. And we all did this for each other for a very long time. With each call and text, you helped pick me up until I could find that new normal, just like each of you had to find the new normal for yourself with the help of your friends and family too. I think of you no longer as my classmates here at Marshall County High School, but you are people I consider my family. Even though sometimes our relationships have been rocky, to say the least, I still stand up here proudly today in front of everyone, and I can say that I love each of you so much. I am proud to call you my friends. I am proud of the people that you are now and who you're becoming. I am so thankful for all the time we've had here together, and I am excited to see where life is going to take all of us. And remember what Rafiki said in the movie The Lion King. Oh yes, the past can hurt, but the way I see it, either you can run from it or learn from it. So I'm asking everyone to learn from our past together. Call each other sometimes just to say, hey, you doing okay? We don't want to lose our friendships that we've worked so hard to build. Thank you for your part in my journey here, and I hope that I helped you through yours as well. This class has been an inspiration to me every day that we walk into this building, and I hope and pray that you will continue to be the inspiration for other people that you want to have in your own lives. Thank you so much. Go Marshalls.
Thank you, Parker. The Marshall County High School Choir, under the direction of Miss Jessica Dismukes, will present The Lord Bless You and Keep You by Peter C. Lutkin. Thank you to our choir. Our next address is by Chloe Carrick.
Oh, there's a lot of people here. All right. Graduating class of 2018. Today is the day we become Marshall County High School graduates. We close this chapter in our lives and we move on to the next. I laid in bed for hours questioning what I would say when I got up on this stage. What should I tell everyone? How can I stand up here and inspire 300 kids to go out and take on the world and be fearless when I'm not even sure I can do that? What I decided is, I can't. So instead of trying to tell you you can conquer the world and you'll be president one day, which I have no clue if either of those will ever happen, I'm going to tell you what I do know. These past 4 years at Marshall County High School have been 4 chapters in our book. These chapters have shaped us into the people we are and will continue to shape us to the people we become. The friendships we have built, the memories we have made, and the lessons we have learned in this school have made us who we are. Chapter 1 was the scared freshman, not sure of where our classes were and just trying to stay away from the senior mushrooms. The beginning of Chapter 2 brought on harder classes and the feeling that, wow, we're going to be stuck here forever as sophomores. Then with Chapter 3 came the title of upperclassmen and, gosh, look at those stupid freshmen. And now our final chapter, we became the top dogs. We had made it to senior year, ready to rule the school. Now here we stand, our chapters here are complete, and it will be up to the next class to step into our shoes and take over. They will add pages in their story just as we have by leading the student section, guarding the sacred upperclassman mushroom, and of course, spending more time in the hallways than actually in class. While our diplomas are all we're thinking about at this moment, we always need to be thankful to those who helped us author our journeys. Our parents and family members for forcing us to get out of bed and actually get to school. Our teachers for caring more about the students we become than the curriculum we learn. And our administrators for always trying to make the high school experience as enjoyable as possible. And last, our community for loving on and supporting us through one of the hardest years of high school. Thank you, Marshall County. We appreciate you. In a few short hours, Marshall County High School will be our past. All the good, bad, and ugly memories will be behind us. Some of us may never step foot in this school again. Others might work here one day. Nevertheless, this is an end to an era for all of us. We came from wearing IDs every day to school, using the after-school app, and boys' shorts being longer than the girls', to being able to wear leggings, hitting school buses, and Pondo at 9. These memories bind our pages together during these chapters of our lives, but now it is our time to go out and add new chapters to our books in the real world. So I'm going to end with this anonymous quote. There will come a time when you believe everything is finished. That is only the beginning. This is a new beginning for us. Although we should never forget these 4 chapters, tonight we begin filling the first of many blank pages. Congratulations, class of 2018. We earned it.
Cameron King will now present a graduate address.
Good evening, class of 2018. I stand before you tonight conflicted. As a founding member of the MCHS improv team, I am incredibly tempted to negate everything I've written and replace it with an ad-libbed impromptu speech, but I really don't want to face the wrath of administration, so instead, let me begin by saying I am so thankful to stand before you tonight one last time as we prepare to say goodbye to all we've known and dive headfirst into all we've dreamed of. This rite of passage isn't unfamiliar. Everyone enters the world and stares into the face of adulthood, but tonight it's our turn. Tonight, we pull back the curtain and step foot into the spotlight. Our adventure begins, and we will spend the rest of our lives fulfilling this role we've chosen. Shakespeare said it best, all the world's a stage. We have a unique path we will travel, each one being different from the person next to us. Each of us has a different starring role. We're closing the curtains on high school, and this moment is our final bow. You know, although high school has come to a close, there are still two fundamental questions that remain, and they are tougher than any dress code regulations or any calculus test. The first is, who are you? Before this very moment, our identity has been found in our education and the community we've built, in the company we keep and where we stand in the mornings. After tonight, our identity transitions from that of a high school student to that of a graduate. We must rediscover our identities, forming new versions of ourselves as we adapt to our changing surroundings, like we're all little chameleons. Throughout these 4 years, I've changed into a person so different from who I was when I walked in these doors for the first time, which is the case for most of us. I have blossomed throughout my time here at MCHS, as have the rest of us, and we are all growing one step closer to who we are destined to be. After finding our identity, we must ask ourselves, where are you going? This question seems so simple, but it's arguably more complex than its predecessor. It is so much more than a recitation of your future plans. Once we find our identity, we must choose our path. These two things align perfectly and create our purpose. Purposes are our metaphorical fingerprints. We all have one, but no two are alike. We all have a valuable role on the world stage, and as Konstantin Stanislavski once said, there are no small parts, only small actors. We were put on this earth for a reason, and now we just have to determine what that reason may be. I hope my reason for being on earth is to become rich and famous, but regardless of what it may be, I know that achieving it won't be easy. Throughout my high school experience, I have made plans, and those plans have changed, and changed once more. We can never anticipate life. With its many twists and turns, our life plans are guaranteed to change, and good times and bad times will come our way. High school has given me a place to belong and some of the best memories and best friends a girl could ask for. But it hasn't been all rainbows and sunshine. I'd be a fool if I expected the rest of my life to be any different. The truth is, life is hard. Some of us haven't yet experienced how tough it can be, but we will. However, when we look back, despite all the late nights spent crying over homework, boys, or just not wanting to wake up early on a Monday, I truly believe we'll come to recognize our time at Marshall County High School as some of our glory days. I'd like to leave you with a lyric from one of my favorite Broadway musicals, Chicago. It goes like this: in 50 years or so, it's going to change, you know, but oh, it's heaven nowadays. Class of 2018, classmates, friends, family, enjoy this little piece of heaven while we have it. These next few years are going to fly by, so hang on for dear life and enjoy the ride. We are about to embark on the greatest journey of our young lives. God bless you, and I wish you all the very best in everything you do. Thank you.
Our final graduate address will be presented by Mr. Chris Wallace.
So, for those of you that know me, and some of you that don't, I'm probably one of the last guys you'd expect to see up here. And 4 years ago, I myself would be the last guy that I could see up here. But that just goes to show how much someone can change over the years. And I won't go any further about how much I've changed. But I want you all to just stop and think for just a moment about how much you've changed over the years, from kindergarten all the way up till now. Now I want you to picture yourself in 10 years. And hopefully most of y'all are thinking successful. Now, I was asked one time what success actually meant. And I stopped and I thought about it, and I replied with, success is different for everybody. One person may think success is money, that if you have a boatload of money and you can buy anything that you desire, that you're successful. That same person may think that someone who is poor with not a cent to their name is worthless or unsuccessful. Now, if you look into these two scenarios a little bit deeper, you've got the rich man, but he gets up every morning and he hates it. He hates his job. He hates getting up in the morning, getting dressed, driving to work, and dragging himself into his work. Then you've got the poor man. But that man gets up every day and lives the best life that he can possibly live. So, and he loves every single second of it. So ask yourself, who's the real successful one here? I ask you all not to chase the money. A lot of people sometimes get too caught up in the money to stop and enjoy life. But instead, I ask you all to chase what drives you. Every person in this room has a place in this world, and I ask you all not to settle. I want you to find that spot that drives you. I want you to find that pride that burns deep inside of you, and find it and chase it until you can't anymore. So, back to where you were 10 years from now. Are you the first man or are you the second man? And if you, down the road, if you see yourself becoming the first man, I'd like to ask you all to change, to be happy. If you think that this is the only job you can get, that you live in constant fear that you're going to lose this job, then leave, change, find something different. Like my grandfather once told my father, and then in turn told me, you were looking for a job when you found this one. There's more out there than what you see. So I ask you all to chase happiness, to chase the dream and not the money. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Our next event tonight will be the presentation of graduates. Assisting me will be the administrative team of Marshall County High School, Mr. Scott Terry, Mr. Brent Lovett, Mr. Stacy Bradley, Mr. Mike Johnson, Director of Pupil Personnel, Mr. Bill Thorpe, and Superintendent, Mr. Trent Lovett. I would like to remind you this evening is a formal occasion, and I request all applause and any forms of celebration be withheld until all of our students have been introduced. We request that family members of the student being announced please stand as your graduate crosses the stage. Will the designated rows please approach the stage?
Briley Nicole Chambers. Tessa Ann Northcutt. Kaylee Ann Gray. Dalton Freecha Anderson. Rylan Bailey Sutherland. Carly Marie McAlpin. Haley Brooke Trexler. Hannah Marie Lyles. Connor Joseph Riley. Taylor Madison McKendry. Zachary Crone. Jared Michael Elliott. Taylon Reese Henry. Cora Elise Robinson. Taylon Reese Park. Alexander Joseph Parker. Derek Alexander Doss. Guy Franklin Howes. Emily Rachel Owens. Cameron Gabrielle King. Skylar Daly Smith. Audrey Elizabeth Grizzard. Bailey Rose Wood. Seth Thomas Strader. Chloe Stice Carrick. Jackson Thomas Beal. Davis Scott Myers. Alyssa Aaron Hubbard. Jaron Clay Wood. Brecken Ann Martis. Luke Riley Carnine. Kylie Addison Alonzo. Cameron Diane Crass. Jameson Blaine Bizzle. Lucas Ray Nichols. Mackenzie Alexis Tack. Jessica Claire Annalie Wilcox. Keegan Brent McKenty. Jared David Phelps. Bailey Hart Parker. Andrew Christian Miller. Jake Logan McNeely. William Garrick Deese. Sydney Catherine Mott. Garrett Thomas Clark. Gracie Brooke Howell. Mallory Lynn Harrington. Nathan Allen Timmons. Savannah Gabrielle Hunt. Owen Garrett Davidson. Carson Kendall Short. Kennedy Ray Spraggs. Megan Rose Mainstruck. Olivia K. Erbacher. Michaela Ann Green. Abigail Rose Crowder.
Go, girl!
Macy Dharma Kane. Emily Ann Shimwell. Curtis Lee Bradley. Matthew Allen Ray. Thomas Alexander Colburn. Aaron Blake Sutter. Haley Gale Ford. Hayden Reese Jaco. Tyler Matthew Elfrank. Christopher Edward Wallace. Clifton Wade Anglin. Conrad Griffin Cash. Matthew Jr. Tadlock. Evan Blake Dotson. Taylor Jordan Baer. Sabrina Taylor Collins. Emily Shea Smith. Kinsey Lane Hamby. Jesus Lara. Allison Millspaw. Emmeline Nicole Searles. Summer Elizabeth Williams. Hannah Noel Hoover. Ellie Grace English. Jason Tanner Clough. Wade Thomas Darrington. Cole Clayton Jewell. Alex Blake Chapman. Mackenzie K. West. Griffin Jackson Deese. Whitley Ann Vance. Taylor Kathleen Toon. Pamela Lynn Ross. Bailey Ryan Sandlin. Abigail Lane Henson. Donald Earl Edelman. Allie Brooke Knowles. Brady Isaiah Morgan. Hillary Nicole Winters. Ashley Rayanne Neal. Shelby Lynn Hagan. Cecilia Amy Coble Murray. Sarah Elizabeth Sophia Fountain. Gloria Elizabeth Freeman. Bailey Jean Gibson. Callie Rose Harris. Kelsey Nicole Harbison. Madison Blaine Culp. Michaela Joe Dean Rogers. Seth Eric Brown. Emily Grace Norman. Morgan LaFay Price. Jackson Tucker Brown. Aaron Joseph Reed. Shelby Ann Parks. Mallory Elizabeth Shaw. J.C. Riley Story. Haley Kaylin Ozenbaugh. Brianna Joyce Logothetis. Angelina Gabriella Logothetis. Addison Mackenzie Egner. Keita Marie Hack. Matthew James French. Lauren Elizabeth Miller. Grant Lee Hackney. Parker Reese Jennings. Lauren Elizabeth Powell. Sydney Elise Ladd. Jacob Brian Griggs. Claire Yvonne York.
Hey, Claire!
Kelsey Renee English. Jessica Lee Gibson. Keaton Nicole Gamble. Kip Matthew Wyatt. Bailey Nicole Thomason. Hope Catherine Riley. Zane Patrick Stroud. Joshua Ryan Bristow. Emma Elise Severs. Lucille Catherine Schmidt. Kamala Mae Thurby. Kirsten Rayanne Thurby. Krista Michelle Driver. Brittany K. Murphy. Caitlin Danielle Gremore Aka. Emma Dale Reed. Marty Klein Johnson. Mason Cole Green. Nate Franklin Moore. Jadrian Kane Evans. Jacob Scott Rushing the fifth. Austin James Clark. Zachary Brent Pfizer. Elizabeth Jacqueline Castleberry. Kristen Nicole McPherson. Tamara Ann Cossey. Gracie Elizabeth Brewer. Colton Lynn Jones. Evan Michael Engel. Dakota Aaron Fox. Chase Michael Dunnigan. Jamie Kenneth Helton. Ezra Davis Darnell. Canyon Sledge Beard. Tori Ann Helm. Keely Brooke Lucas. Abigail Leanne Miller. Philip Michael Coble. Alexandra Leanne Emerson. Alyssa Deshay Saxton. Taylor Caitlin Hayden. Marcus Rose Thompson. Alyssa Kathleen Ariano. Cheyenne Marie Smothers. Brandon McKnight. Joseph Goforth. James Dawson Watkins. Dakota Lee Wilhelm. Jesse Jacob Burgess. Elijah Ray English. Dawson Lynn Hobbs. Dalton Lynn P. Alyssa Jade Morrison. Colin Bryce Howell. Tyler Shane Searles. Tyler Matthew Strazo. Dawson Eli Harrell. Gavin Franklin Grant. Alex Anthony Hamlet. William Travis Watkins. Tanner Michelson Hayes. Mary Elizabeth Coddington. Kylie Paige Meeks. Aubrey Jo Madison Kemp. Quentin Edward Melton. Natalie Marie Miller. Ashton Terry Oglesby. Taylor Marie Olaszewski. Kaylee Mae Bright. Kelsey Alexis Bauer. Alexandria Lynn Paddock. Becky Nicole Powell. Aries Thomas Hayes. Tevin Alexander Gregory. Hadley Elizabeth Jones. Lindsay Renee Tucker. Madison Dawn Haga. Devin Scott Warmoth. Erin Grace Pidcock. Keely Joe Mathis. McKinnon Reese Allday. Michael Fry. Brianna Blair Schwegman. Stacy Deshay Duncan. Brittany Michelle Rogers. Corbin D. Cummins. Skylar Paige Brinkley. Jenna Marie Green. Miranda Gail Collins. Tyler Garrett Hill. Lindsay Jean Evans. Peyton Brooke Napier. Madeline Kathleen Griggs. Andrew Chase Edmiston. Josie Lee Miller. Joshua Wesley Howard. Taryn Lee Thompson. Madison Elizabeth Potempa. Hayden Hawk Howard. Dylan Lee Hermosillo. Kinsey Nicole Draffin. Jonathan Logan Bird. Brooklyn Michelle Givens. Tanner Dale Hobbs. Nathan Lane Brewer. Brendan Parker Green. Griffin Allen Hicks. Cameron Thomas Neal. Pandora Paige Young. Tria Elaine Whitfield. Samantha Renee Quillen. Allison Nicole Clark. Sophia Joyce Harrison. Peyton Mackenzie Henson. Timothy Darst. Max Brown. Jacob Jones. Tyler Haga. Elijah Ronan Stelter Beyer. Brogan Wade Egner. Colin Adam Fox. Zachary Kelly Yandel. Jasmine Leanne Hargrove. Alexandra Lynn DeClue. Casey Laurel Crooks. Gage Austin Johnson. Cameron Reese Klein. Bradley Allen Dismore. Dalton Dakota Fralix. Brandon Edward Rogers. Zachary Kane Roberts. William Durling. Wesley Cole Waldrop. Autumn Breeze Evans. Jacob Benton. Caleb Ray Phillips. Dakota Marie Sanders. Cole Warren Wyatt. Jacob Gregory York. Dakota Neal Moore. Evan Scott Kingery. Bruce Edward Scalf II. Michael James Daniel Couch. Brian Allen Hayes Butler. Tristan James Marshall. Mason Kendall Devine. Lewis Wayne Skirvin. Thomas Allen McIntosh. Samuel Adrian Mann, Jr. Cody Chase Houseman. Tessa Young. Ian O'Rourke. Aaron Walker. Jared Minch. Martin Paul Wecker. Tyler Timmons. Dylan Ligon. Skylar Robert Sinnott. Brittany Winola Deanne Wages. Dalton Lee Kincannon. Alec Dane Schulte. Joseph George Morton. Tyler Reese Tidwell.
Thank everybody. Hey, we're not done. You're not done yet. I would like to thank everybody for coming out tonight to celebrate the class of 2018. What a blessing it has been for me to be an administrator at MCHS during the entire high school career. I am very proud to say you are my very first class as principal. I've been thinking about this speech since October, and it's been hard for me to decide what I wanted my final thoughts to you to be. And I've came up with 4 things I want you to know. I want you to know that you matter. You are important, and you matter. You have the ability to change a person's world. And I said a person because we change the world one person at a time. Your acts of kindness, compassion, and empathy will change the people around you and will better your community by your decisions you make. There are people in this room that you are their world, class of 2018. They have been smiling with pride, and tears of joy have overflowed all night because of you. Understand, you will arrive places after you leave Marshall County High School, and you are going to make it better there because who you are. The second thing I want you to know is life requires work. Sometimes the work you do is fun, and you would do it every day if you could. But sometimes the work you do is hard, and you wouldn't do it if you had any other choices. But when it comes down to it, do the work. I found a quote from John Gordon that I like, and I want to share it with you. No matter what anyone says, show up and do the work. If they praise you, show up and do the work. If they criticize you, show up and do the work. Even if no one even notices you, just show up and do the work. Just keep showing up, doing the work, and leading the way. Do the work. You'll be glad you did. True grit leads to true success. This quote leads to my vision for MCHS. In October, I was asked, what did I want for the students of Marshall County High School? If I could give you one gift, I would give you grit. Grit is defined as courage and resolve, strength of character. I've seen you show me grit. I want you to continue to show grit to everybody you meet. You're going to face an obstacle, and I want you to know you can overcome it by doing the work. The third thing I want you to know is success is not final, failure is not fatal. You're going to have successes, and I want you to enjoy them, but I want you to understand that's not the end. There will be more that will come. Do not limit yourself because you've succeeded once and you've stopped. Also remember, failure is not fatal. Class of 2018, you're going to fail, but it's not fatal. You're going to. But don't quit. Find another way. Keep working. Success and failure, they go together, and they lead you to success and happiness. Don't shortchange your life by deciding something hard has come up and I will quit, or look, I did something good and that's it for me. Continue to work and know there's more to come. I've been sad about you leaving me. I've been sad about your departure from Marshall County High School. And I was reading a book, and it had a point in it that I've thought to myself. Too often, we worry about the leaving. We worry about the departing because we're sad and we don't like it. We should have joy in the arriving, because when I look at you, I see the future. I see you arriving somewhere and the joy that is. Class of 2018, you've shown your school and me you're Marshall strong, and now the world will get to know. The final thing I want you to remember is I love you and Jesus loves you. God bless you. Mr. Trent Lovett, Superintendent of the Marshall County School System, I hereby certify to you that the students assembled before you tonight have met the requirements set forth by the state of Kentucky, the Kentucky Department of Education, and Marshall County Board of Education, and I offer them to you for your consideration as high school graduates of the class of 2018.
Class of 2018, thank you. Thank you for your leadership you have shown this year, not just to the Marshall County School District, but to students all around the world. Now, as you go your separate ways, I wish you the best. I hope your dreams all come true. And never forget, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you will always be Marshall Strong. Now, will the candidates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Kentucky Department of Education, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and the Marshall County Board of Education, on this, the 25th day of May, 2018, I hereby declare you graduates of Marshall County High School. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the Marshall County High School class of 2018. Thank you, parents, family, and friends, for your participation in Marshall County High School 2018 commencement. Would the audience please rise? Remain standing for the recessional. Graduates, please march out.